fact, we've seen price rises begin to slow recently, but it's still incredibly tough for so many households. So much so that the charity Citizens Advice says by the end of August this year, it had offered food bank referrals and other sorts of charitable support to nearly 160,000 people. And that figure is an increase of 16% compared with the same period last year. In total, during 2023, they expect to help about 240,000 people. That's nearly 40,000 more than last year, which itself was a record number for the organisation. I went to one food bank in southeast London to hear how people there are coping as we head for a potentially tough and expensive winter.
That's kids, isn't it?
Lovely to see these thick jackets.
We have people queuing from 7 in the morning, even though we only open at 11. We're sort of dreading the winter in a way because the demand goes up. It did last year. People are struggling to heat their homes. We had a lot of requests for hot water bottles last year.
Volunteers at the Lewisham Donation Hub have seen demand for help soar due to the cost of living crisis. Increasingly, they're seeing working families like Chiddy's. He works full-time at the local hospital, but is struggling.
Before, I never used credit card to top up my electric or gas because I use my normal debit card. I withdraw money if I go to corner shop and top it. But now, I have to use credit card because the cost of food is too much.
So you're saving the cash to be able to afford food.
Yeah.
You're having to use a credit card to top up for gas and electricity.
Yeah, I use my credit card to top up gas and electricity.
And this is with both you and your wife working?
That's correct. I work full-time, my missus work part-time.
And this is in the summer?
Yeah, this is in the summer.
How do you feel thinking about winter approaching?
That's like a nightmare.
The charity Citizens Advice says it's helped thousands more people with crisis support so far this year than it had done by the same point last year. That's things like fuel vouchers or referrals to food banks and support hubs like this one. And it's warning that for many people, this winter will be even tougher than the last. Among the hardest hit, pensioners like Patrick.
You're approaching winter now, so you're doing the same things you've done for the last 9 or 10 months. You're not turning lights on. You're trying to keep yourself warm with granny jumpers or whatever. A luxury such as an electric blanket is an absolute no-no. I will treat myself to a hot water bottle in a few weeks' time, but not until then.
And it's a similar story for mothers like Melida. She and her family having to keep an eye on costs, even for basics like yogurt.
The yogurt, yogurt is with flavor, double price. Before it was £1, now it's double. I mean, almost £2. So you said, okay, I'm not gonna take that. I will take the plane to try to save at least 20p, 50p, where every single penny is worth it.
Within these freezers is our main way of assisting people.
Charities like this food bank are bracing themselves for the months ahead.
Every winter is an extreme challenge for us. We see a massive increase in the people needing warm jackets. We see a huge increase in the number of people that are homeless. We also see a big increase in the number of people that have to choose between heating or eating. Last winter we had a lot of requests for people needing candles, for fresh food that doesn't need cooking. And then there's many others who simply don't have the appliances to even cook, even if they can afford the electricity. So it is a very difficult time for us.
The government told us it realises people are struggling and that it has a plan to halve inflation, that's the rate of price rises, and is providing what it says are record levels of financial support to households. Remember, if you're struggling with the cost of living, you can find a whole range of advice and support available on the Tackling It Together section of the BBC News website. It's all there for you. You know, speaking to people in Lewisham, hearing stories from elsewhere, it feels like it could well be another really tough winter for people if things stay as they are. Sally, John.
Ben, thank you.
Just after 9:20, and the historian Dan Snow